Hello, welcome to Biography TV. If you're new here, please subscribe and turn on the notification so you don't miss our next video. Biography of Herman Andimba Toivo yaToivo. Herman Andimba Toivo yaToivo was a Namibian anti-apartheid activist and politician who was active in the pre-independence movement of Namibia. He was one of the co-founders of the Southwest African People's Organization, SWAPO, in 1960, and its predecessor, the Ovambo Land People's Organization, OPO, in 1959. Andimba Toivo yaToivo was born in Omangudu in Ovambo Land on the 22nd of August 1924. He was the second of 7 children. He attended the church school at Onayena but continued herding cattle, which was common for boys in this area. He learned carpentry at Ongwediva Industrial School between 1939 and 1942. In 1942, during World War II, yaToivo volunteered in the Native Military Corps, a unit of the racially segregated Army of the Union of South Africa. He fought on the British side of the Allied forces and reached the rank of a corporal during his service. After the war, he continued his schooling and graduated as a teacher in 1950. He taught briefly at St. Cuthbert School at Onamutai and St. Mary's Odibo before traveling to South Africa in 1951 to further his studies. While at Cape Town, South Africa, he was employed as a railway police officer between 1952 and 1953. He later joined the Modern Youth Society (MYS), which was a political movement. He became the deputy chairman of the MYS. The MYS regularly organized festivals, lectures, discussion groups, and night schools for activists who were pursuing further education. He also joined the African National Congress (ANC) in 1957, and later that year, he co-founded the Ovambo Land People's Congress (OPC), which was the forerunner of the Ovambo Land People's Organization (OPO). The OPC was a strong advocate for the rights of migrant workers. The organization also fought against the incorporation of Namibia into South Africa. In December 1958, yaToivo sent a tape to Mburuba Kerina and Michael Scott documenting human rights violations in Southwest Africa after Chief Hosea Kutako was refused permission by the South African authorities to represent his people at the United Nations. This was used to petition the United Nations. As a result, he was deported from Cape Town to Ovambo Land, where he was placed under house arrest in his home village, Okaloko. On the 19th of April 1960 in New York, OPO reconstituted itself and became the Southwest Africa People's Organization, SWAPO, with Sam Njoma as president of the new organization. In 1962, a military wing was also established and called the Southwest Africa Liberation Army, SWALA. The military wing started an armed struggle against the South African administration in 1965. On the 26th of August 1966, the first armed clash of the South African border war occurred when the South African forces attacked SWAPO guerrillas. As a result of his political activities in support of Namibian independence, Toivo was arrested in 1966 by the South African authorities. He and other members of SWAPO were tried under the first South Africa's Terrorism Act of 21st June 1967. The speech he gave on behalf of his group after his conviction gained prominence for its declarations denying South Africa the right to try Southwest African citizens or to rule their country. His speech from the dock in 1967 made the headlines and became an internationally circulated document to draw support for Namibia's liberation struggle. Toivo said in the speech, "We are Namibians and not South Africans. We do not know and will not in the future recognize your right to govern us, to make laws for us in which we had no say, to treat our country as if it was your property and us as if you are our masters. We have always regarded South Africa as an intruder in our country. This is how we have always felt, and this is how we feel now, and it is on this basis that we have faced this trial. Toivo was held in solitary confinement in Pretoria for over a year before he was sentenced. On the 26th of January 1968, he was sentenced to 20 years imprisonment by the Pretoria Supreme Court. He was imprisoned at Robben Island near Cape Town, where he spent much of his time in isolation. As a prisoner, he remained stubborn and aggressive towards the authorities. A fellow Robben Island inmate, Mike Dingate, narrated an incident where some prison warders tried to push Toivo around and he smacked a young warder on the cheek so hard and got him wailing, "The nigger beat me." Later during his prison term, yaToivo was moved to Section D, where other anti-apartheid activists were serving their sentences. There, he met Nelson Mandela, and they both became personal friends. On the 1st of March 1984, Toivo was released from Robben Island, having served 16 of his 20 years, but he had to be lured out of his cell because he was not happy to regain his freedom while many of his comrades were still imprisoned. After a brief stay in Windhoek, Namibia, he moved to Lusaka to rejoin his comrades in exile. He subsequently became a member of the SWAPO Central Committee and was elected the Secretary General of SWAPO in 1984 and stayed in that post until 1991. When Namibia gained independence in 1990, he became a member of the National Assembly. Many expected a first battle for the presidency between Sam Nujoma, who had spent many years in exile, and Toivo. But Toivo avoided this conflict, settling instead for the post of Minister of Mines and Energy. He was appointed Minister of Labor in 1999 and then as Minister of Prisons in 2002. At the SWAPO Congress on the 2nd of December 2012, Andimba Toivo was elected as a permanent member of the Central Committee. He was married to Vicky Ernstein, an American labor lawyer, and they had two daughters, Mutaleni and Nashikoto. He died on the evening of 9th of June 2017 at his home in Windhoek at the age of 92 years. He was buried at the Heroes Acre in Windhoek on the 24th of June 2017. yaToivo was declared a National Hero of Namibia and received a state funeral in Windhoek's Heroes Acre. Some of the other honors bestowed upon him include Grand Companion of O.R. Tambo in silver, awarded in 2009 for his courageous contribution to the fight for independence and freedom in South Africa and Namibia. What have we missed out of this biography of yaToivo? Let's know in the comment section. Will it be ridiculous to subscribe to our channel? If no, please like this video, share, and subscribe to our channel.